Hey everybody, I had to make an unexpected trip to the farm today, which was awesome. I love being up here. Look at this behind me. Just woods, woods, woods. Okay, when I got the well dug, the guy had to clear trees and stuff for the driveway. Well, he made this horrible mound of dirt. Look at this. And this really doesn't show you how high it is, because I'm downhill a little bit. But I decided that I was going to make use of this ugly mess. I couldn't find anybody. Everybody's busy planting their gardens right now. So I decided to come up here and with the best dirt and make little rows and terrace this. Let me see if I can get it in there. I can't get it in here. I'm horrible. And I planted onions and garlic. And I wish I had some water. I didn't bring water, but I'll be back tomorrow. So they should live till tomorrow. And I went to the highest part so they could get more sun. And I planted tomatoes right here. And then tomorrow, when I come back this weekend, I'm going to go to, oh, sorry, blinded you with the sun. I'm going to go to the other side and plant more potatoes. Now, I also found, I've got, well, if I can get it right here, 3 strawberries and 4 sweet banana pepper plants. And on this side, behind me, I've got 3 buckets with jalapeno peppers. So this is throw it together, try to figure it out, garden number 3. So I'm going to show you what's next. Okay, garden number 2 is right behind me, just tilled today. And that's where I'm going to put the squash and pumpkins and watermelon and more tomatoes. I have seeds at home that I started. And, you know, I wasn't sure about the germination rate, so we just planted a ton in little trays. And I've got almost 100 combination of, I've got beefsteak. Those are big boy tomatoes up there. Beefsteak tomatoes, Amish paste tomatoes, yellow tomatoes, and Roma tomatoes. Seedlings that I'm getting ready to transplant into solo cups. And then they will go in this garden here. I'm also going to put I'm placed an order with Deep South Homestead, and they sent me some of their Cherokee Tan pumpkin seeds. So I'm going to plant some of those. I'm going to plant some squash, yellow squash, zucchini, and I've got some snap peas. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to put. Oh, that reminds me, I'm leaving and I left my seeds here. I wanted to start my seeds at home. Since we're not getting any rain and my well is not functional, 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks, I will have water in both cabins. Yay! I'm so excited. So I need to go back and get my seeds. I'm gonna start them at home, just like I'm doing with the peppers and the tomatoes, and bring them up here and transplant them after they get bigger in the solo cups, because we're still getting a little chilly at night. So I'm gonna let them grow and get a little stronger. So this is major garden number 2. This crazy mound of dirt behind me is garden number 3 that I'll show you. So I'll be back. Hey, here we are at what I call garden number 1. Remember a couple weeks ago when I showed you all how you plant potatoes and onions and you do garlic the same way? Well, it was just a mound of dirt, rows of dirt, and I just put those little bitty onion starts in I showed you. I want you all to look, see if I can get close enough here. I want you all to look at my onions. Look at that. And this is, I mistakenly planted onions where the potatoes were. So there's only one potato plant that's come up there. And this is potatoes. And this is another row. I hope you all can see that. Let me see. Another row of the onions. I wish I could get a good view. Yeah. These are 100-foot rows. Now, those little bitty onion starts have already gotten this big. Now, remember I told you, you count these. Whoops. You count the green tops of your onions, and that tells you how many layers is in your onion. So it was just a little set when I planted it, and now it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one has 6 layers to that onion. Isn't that awesome? And they're just barely poked into the ground. I hope you all can see that. But then this row where I showed you all those little, putting the little pieces of onion, potato in the ground. Here, let me see if I can bend down and make sure y'all can see it. There is a potato plant. And here is a potato plant. And here is a potato plant. So that quick, whoops, I'm gonna fall over these rows. That quick, those little bitty pieces of potatoes have popped up. Now these are the Yukon Gold potatoes. And no, these are the purple potatoes. I think these are the purple potatoes. And then the next row over is the Yukon Gold. And then all of those rows over there, if you can see it and the sun's not killing you, that's more onions. Let me see if I can step down here and get it behind me. More onions and more rows of potatoes. So I call this garden number 1 because it's the biggest, and we're all big potato eaters. And we've got tons and tons and tons of potatoes and onions. Can y'all see that? So, and then there's 3 of us planting in this garden. So all the onions and potatoes are doing good. We need some rain. It hasn't rained. But anyway, I just wanted you all to see the progress and see how those little bitty onion starts will make your green onions, and those little bitty pieces of potato that we planted have started coming up and how well they're doing. So that's the garden update. Now, I may add a little clip, if I think about it here, when I get home in about an hour, hour and a half, show you all of my little bitty starts. They're all close together. I just threw those seeds in there and thought, if they come up, fine. If they don't, fine. Ooh, almost 100 peppers and tomatoes. So, I see where the potatoes are planted. I see a big rock. And there is an onion, a potato start beside that. Some of these little onions, I planted them too deep and they are slow coming up. But let's get this big old rock out of here just in case there's a little onion that wants to, a little potato that wants to live right there. And then of course, I dropped some onions. I started onions in a potato row. So we got potatoes and onions in some of the rows, but that's okay. It won't hurt anything. But I'm excited. We had a pretty good bit of rain over the weekend, which was awesome. I'm gonna drop this rock. But we haven't had any rain all week this week. Let me see if I can keep the sun out of your face. You don't have to look at me. You can look at that beautiful garden. And so it's been in the 80s all week with no rain. This garden's doing good. My crazy mound of dirt up there needs water. Those tomato plants do. They were looking a little puny when I planted them, but I stopped at my little country store that I always stop at and get feed. And Ethan saw plants. Well, we had just planted, the seeds had only been planted a week before that. And you know, he's not gonna be 5 till September, and this is his first garden. So, you know, to put those seeds in the ground and, you know, to wait a little bit for his age is a little, you know, problem to him. But, oh my goodness, I guess I really should show y'all a picture of those flats of tomatoes and peppers, because they're up, they're doing good. They just need to be a little thicker and stronger, so that's why I'm gonna put them in solo cups and let them grow some more. So they're growing until I get the water in case, you know, they've called for a drought. And, you know, what is in the, oh, it's potato chips in my milk crate. I thought, what is sticking up in the back seat of this truck? Who knows what the weather's going to be this year. I know we have the grand solar minimum. And then, of course, you know, we have the stripes. Stars and stripes in those skies, if y'all know what I mean. So who knows what the weather's going to be. I hope we don't have a drought, but I will have water and I'll be able to water the garden. And right beside this garden is a big pond. So if it does drought and we have any issues, we can use a pump and pump water to this garden. So our gardens have the ability to be watered. Now below garden number 2, right beside garden number 2, the state road just veered their ditch over into my property. So when we got it disked and tilled today, he ran it a little farther than they had, so any overflow water, if we do get rain, doesn't flood my garden. Well, it kind of goes downhill a little bit, so he's going to talk to a friend that has a skid steer or something, and we're going to build a little pond there. Just in case, you never know. I mean, if we don't get any rain, one good rain would fill it up, the area that I'm kind of limited at that area because that's where my solar panels are going to go, with some pine trees. And I was watching Deep South Homestead, and Danny just researches the heck out of everything, which is good. I love watching him. He's a sweetheart too. But he has found solid research that says that 5-7 stuff will not go through evergreens. So I want to let those pine trees grow. I want to top them and let them get bigger, I mean broader, once they get a certain height, because typically that kind of pine tree, all of the foliage is at the top. But I've got a bunch of little bitty seedling pine trees through the woods. And, you know, I never thought to tell y'all, just on the other side of the garden, if you go up that hill, through the woods, I don't know, a couple hundred feet, that's the start of my property. So, I could actually walk down here if the spirit moved me and I had the energy. But anyway, I just wanted to share the gardens with you as they grow. I showed you how to plant those potatoes and onions, and then I showed you creativity of getting, oh, I didn't show you. I bought 10 pounds of onion sets, and then my son bought onions. Oh my gosh, y'all, we have onions. Oh, I'll be giving onions to everybody. But I got tired of terracing that pile of dirt, and there was probably still, oh gosh, 50, 60 at least onion sets left in that pan. And I just went out, raked some dirt up, dumped them in there, spread them out, and it's only been a week, so they shouldn't be up yet. Barely covered them with dirt. But when they pop up, I'll let take a picture and show y'all those little onions. But I'm excited that what we have planted and the seeds have started are going, even though it's been cold. And I'm excited I'm going to have, oh, there's a red-headed woodpecker. I have not seen a red-headed woodpecker in years, y'all. And it's just a pecking on that board. Oh, wouldn't you think it would give them a headache? It's like those, what is that music that, where people did the headbanging thing? Oh my gosh, you would think that would give you a headache. I'm glad I was too old for that generation. But anyway, I just wanted to share it with you. I'm excited. I love seeing everything grow. I love everything being green, the leaves on the trees, and listening to the birds sing. God bless me with this land. I'm just so happy to have it, and can't praise God enough for the blessing that I was given to have this. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little farm update, and I got to stop by my neighbors and talk to him about a couple things, but I don't know exactly what time I'll get back into cell service. That's why I have to video everything up here, and I hate that so bad. But I want to share it. I want you to see we're making progress. Remember, baby steps at a time. If you do 10% improvement every day, in 10 days, you'll have 10% improvement. One step at a time, on a budget, to work on getting a bounty from nature. Nature's bounty. That's where the name come from. And of course, you know, that's with God's blessing. So I wanted you to see that I've got stuff in containers, stuff on a hill, stuff in a real garden. I'm actually going to do some, some raised beds. I'm going to, and I have some grow bags. I'm going to take advantage of just about every type of growing that we can do to make sure that we have, I may actually put the pumpkins and the squash, since they vine so largely, I may actually put those in raised beds. Not sure, but of course, you know, I'll let you know what I decide. Take you along for that ride too. So I hope everybody is having an awesome week. You know, I love you. Appreciate every second that you give me. And I wish I could get time to go live. I wish I could go live. My time that I could go live is up here, and I don't have cell service to go live up here. But anyway, at least I get to see you with the videos. So I love you all very much. I keep you in my prayers. Keep me in yours. And until next time, remember, don't be scared. Just be prepared. And no matter what you can grow, what you can, any little additional 1% eventually adds up to 10% more. So, love you all. I'll see you soon.